recording on this. Just yeah, so this has been my dharma for the last 23 years. I absolutely love what I do. It's my absolute devotion. It's my purpose and my passion on this earth. How it came into my life is a different story, which I'll share with you in a moment. But over the last 23 years that I have been working in the parent and baby wellness space, I've trained thousands, literally thousands of people around the world, to find out why love matters in the first 1001 days of life for babies and parents, and that's from that critical window from conception to two. And my mission has always been through love, through nurturing care, to help all human beings reach their full potential during that critical period. Because once you join Blossom and Berry, you will find out that what we do at the beginning is what we harvest at the end. Just with the laws of nature, when babies come into the world and they're these beautiful, human beings with so much to offer the world, who are blank canvases that I see as 100% love. Then, due to our environment, which is literally your mother's womb that you grow in, your family, your community, your schooling, everything. This is the soil in which that seed of a baby is planted, and the strength of that human being comes from that first environment and then ends up really bearing the fruit. Those early childhood experience shape how much fruit we actually bear, how much abundance we have in life. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about health, I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about actually having the confidence and self-love to achieve what you want in life. So at Blossom and Berry, my mission has been to nurture the future one baby at a time, and to see this first 1001 days as the critical window where we can literally save the world, because the babies that are being born today is the future humans who are going to be leading society. And when you look at society right now, you may think, what am I going to do? What are we going to do about all of these problems that are arising? Mental health crisis, war, suffering, discord, what's happening to the environment. It all stems really from the values that we hold as adults when we are raising our children. So at Blossom and Berry, we have that opportunity to change the world by nurturing babies who love and care, and helping babies know that they're safe, which is really what we do through all the somatic practices. So the work that I've been doing has really literally transformed millions of people's lives around the world. We've touched the hearts of millions of babies through our global family. We've got incredible give back projects across the world, including my own charitable project in Malawi, where we've built a midwifery centre, we've built an early childhood development centre. We have a whole programme of safe motherhood education that I've been able to fund through people like you joining Blossom and Berry and becoming part of this mission to make sure that all babies have the best opportunity in life. So that's my backstory, and I live and breathe Blossom and Berry. I'm in my business every single day. As I said, this is my daughter's just been 24, so this is my 24th year in business, and we just keep growing and growing around the world. We're in over 40 countries, we've got 3 global branches, and as I say, more charitable initiatives to give back. So that's a little bit about me, and I hope to find out a little bit more about you. Maybe the reason why you've joined tonight is because you've seen that there's an invitation to find out more about how to create more loving communities, rebuild what I call the village, which is how we all used to live in very small communities where people were seen and heard. We learned about the world through stories, through very much through our felt senses, less about what we were being told to think, or, you know, things that were very heady. We really experienced life through our senses, and part of that was actually building community, because all human beings are born to live in community. We are social creatures, we're mammals, we're born to play together, gather together, live together. And so when we try to parent in isolation, which is what happens a lot, particularly in the West, it doesn't feel right. And that sense of not feeling right isn't because we can't cope or there's something wrong with us as parents. It's simply because we're trying to do something which all of our biology tells us is actually not the truth of how we parent, because we're here to parent together in community, in village. And in fact, there's a whole different way of parenting, which you may never have heard of, called allo parenting, which exists in many countries and in many communities around the world, where you're not parented necessarily just by your biological parents, but you're also parented by specific people in the village who are actually perfectly designed to nurture your baby. So, you know, baby, you'd look at the baby and think, who in the village would be able to give their gifts to help to raise this human being to their full potential? And parenting was completely shared. Now that really, we are so far away from that now, and as a result, mental health problems in parenting, you know, they're rising all of the time. We know that about 1 in 5 women in developed countries have postnatal depression, and now there's 1 in 10 fathers are also experiencing some type of post baby mental health issues. Now, if you believe what I said was true, that a baby is the soil, the seed, the soil that we're planting that seed into, the family, needs to be as rich, as abundant, as supported, as nurtured as it possibly can. And so that's what we do at Blossom and Berry, is we create these beautiful, supportive environments that enable parents to thrive, to feel loved, to feel nurtured, to feel cared for, which means that they have a greater capacity to love and nurture and support their babies. Babies then grow from a place of feeling in the body loved, nurtured, and supported, which means they go out into the world and then they become adults from that place. And that is how we change the world. And that's what our mantra is at Blossom and Berry, which is love creates love. So if you've had an experience of feeling isolated and feeling like, where is my village? Or you know the power of the village yourself and you can see where it's absent in society. Or maybe you just know that you're working with parents who are struggling and you're thinking, you know, this is my passion. This is what I want to do. And you know in your heart that this is your path. If any of those reasons apply, then you're in exactly the right place, because I'd like to share with you about how you can become a village visionary and start up your own parent and baby wellness teaching practice and business that means that you have more time for yourself, your family, you are more fulfilled, and at the same time, you're literally doing the most incredible service to the world. You're starting here right at the beginning in that first 1001 days of life, and you're helping to change the world by nurturing babies through love and nurturing care. So that's my intention tonight, if you are open to receive that. There'll be lots of times for questions as well, and anything else that arises. I really value your time being here, as I said. I know that life is very, very busy, and maybe you're just coming here with a little bit of curiosity, and that's absolutely fine, because this is the first time that perhaps we've met. So any questions, anything that arises, you can pop it in the chat box as I'm going through, and or you can book a call with me after tonight's masterclass. So I'd love to ask you a question. Would anyone like to put into the chat box, if it feels good, what is your reason for being here tonight? Do you have a vision of your future, how you want to spend your time? What is your passion? What is your purpose? There must have been something that attracted you to Blossom and Berry and the work that we do. So I'd love if there's anyone here who feels like they want to tap into the chat box what their reason is for being here tonight. As I said, I'm guessing it's because you've got a passion for parents and babies, for infant mental health or parental mental health. You feel like perhaps having a baby yourself has changed your life. You understand the importance of the village, or it could be that you're a professional working with parents and you know how important it is for parents to be held so that they can also hold babies. So can anyone just want to chat in the box, put in the box what is coming up here? So I'm a dance movement psychotherapist, very interested in baby development and body movement, hoping to build this when returning from maternity. That's beautiful. Thank you, Moy. Anyone else want to share why they're here tonight? Creeper said, my passion is to make a difference, and I've been working with children for the last 16 years, and I want to continue. That's beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else? Sasha says, I love baby massage. I'm passionate about mums and postnatal mental health. I'm a mum of two. Amazing. Keep popping in, and I'm just going to talk into a few of these. So, yes, as I said, so the science, we at Blossom and Berry, we kind of look at teaching all these somatic practices through three different lenses. We look at the expertise, the research, anatomy and physiology. We look at, why these things really matter. And that is important because that makes you feel very confident, and it makes you feel like an expert. Because, yes, intuitively in the body, we know these things. We know that if you've ever held a baby, that if you rock a baby, you use movement. If you talk to a baby, if you're just singing or making little noises, if you're gazing at a baby, if you're touching a baby, all of these things, it helps babies to relax. We know that, but also there's so much science and research now that supports this, so much so that there's actually a first 1001 days movement, a political movement that's trying to get the government to invest more in the beginning of life. Also, the Royal Foundation that is supported by Princess Kate, she also is putting a lot of emphasis here at the beginning of life in terms of early childhood development. You've also got UNICEF, the World Bank, there's something called the Nurturing Care Framework. All of this is focusing here at the beginning of life. So that's what we give you, that understanding that class that you're running, that one-to-one session that you're doing with a baby, is not just about a gift for someone when they've had a baby, or filling up a Tuesday morning slot at 10 a.m. This work fundamentally changes the world that we're living in. It's working on a personal basis for parental confidence. It's working on a relationship basis between the parent and the baby, helping with bonding, and it's working just generally within the community by building up this village. So we look at that because that is very, very important. And then also we want to be able to find ways to really help parents and babies come together and to connect them. And so we do that by holding space in a very sensitive way. So again, what we're trying to do is move away from parents coming along to classes and feeling like they're just coming in. It's very transactional. You come in, you do your thing with your baby, and then you leave. What we really need to do is start to create these beautiful connections between parents so that they can hold each other, because each other within that community becomes a support system. And again, as I said, when the parents are being held, then the babies are also being held as well. And then we also want to help you, if you've never actually had a business before, know those first steps to take so that you can start to call in your parents and babies and be that go-to expert in your area. Because it's only when we really activate this at a grassroots level that we can start to really feel the impact. So we want to take you on that journey so that you feel confident in all those areas. You feel confident in expertise, you feel confident in teaching, and you also feel confident in setting up your teaching practice and attracting your first clients. So let's see what else, some of the other reasons why people are here tonight. So we've got, after I had a baby, I attended baby massage, baby sensory, etc., and I absolutely loved it. I'm a teacher at college and I don't have an early years background, but I'm in the health and social care field, and I just love the whole mum life, love supporting mums and bringing everyone together. I've got in maternity leave at the moment with third child. This changed my perspective of raising children. I know they need now love more than finance. Absolutely. Emma says, our passion is for caring with babies and parents and helping them feel safe and secure in doing so. This is what we do in our roles, and hope we can do this in our own business. And Paige says, I have a 2-year-old. I am an organic a gardening business, but I'm starting to feel exhausted by it. I'd love to focus more on teaching wellness. I suffered with perinatal depression, but I came naturally into motherhood and love being a mum. I feel passionate about mental health, especially my son's well-being, and I'd love to be that safe space for other mums. Beautiful. Thank you for those vulnerable shares. And I think, with all of this, the reason why we call this program the Village Visionary is it is about knowing that this is the pathway to changing the world, and by creating safety. Now, if you're new to why baby massage and baby yoga and our other courses like Tree Babies, Nature Connection, or even Nurture Harmonics, which is our course that involves sound for parents and babies, all of our courses come under a bigger umbrella called somatic experiences. So when we talk about something being somatic, it means that it comes through the body. Now, what's really important to understand about babies is that babies experience the world through their felt senses. They don't have the higher cognitive functions to be able to understand the world. So the way that babies feel safe and the way that babies regulate their nervous system is through their senses. So that's why at Blossom and Berry we focus on touch through baby massage, movement and play through baby yoga, nature connection, because nature is the greatest sensory opportunity for babies, perfectly aligned for their senses, not too much and not too little. It's just the perfect sensory playground. And through all of these courses that we put together, we create an environment that doesn't overwhelm babies' senses. It's not about dopamine hits with parachutes and lights and lots and lots of different things. It's about stripping this back to what do human beings truly need, and that is connection. And that connection comes through these somatic practices, and they're so powerful. They're more powerful than anything else that we can do with baby, because what these somatic practices do is they regulate a baby's nervous system. So if you imagine when babies come into the world, how overwhelming through their senses this world must be right now. Even as adults, so many of us get overstimulated by lights, sounds, smells, everything going 24/7. So imagine a baby coming from the ultimate place of peace, the womb, out into the world. And then we have this expectation that babies would be able to regulate all of their senses, so much so that they're able to just quietly play on by themselves. They can get themselves off to sleep. Then their digestive system's going to be regulated, so they're going to want to eat every 4 hours. This is all nonsense. This is not what babies do. Babies are in the moment. They communicate clearly to us when they have their needs, because that's what they're biologically designed to do. They're biologically designed to feel safe through physical connection to their parent and their caregiver. And it's that's been eroded through much of the parenting advice over the last 50 years, which encourages things like babies sleeping in separate rooms. There, obviously, I believe in choice for women in terms of breastfeeding or bottle feeding. But again, bottle feeding and formula milk has created a little bit more of a separation in that bond between a parent and a baby. There's all these different practices, prams instead of baby wearing. All of these different aspects have created more separation between parents and babies. So everything we do at Blossom and Berry through our somatic practices is to regain that connection in the most powerful way, which is cross-cultural, intergenerational. It doesn't matter what colour you are, what race you are, what culture you are. It's the absolute international language of love is touch, is nurturing care, is responsiveness to babies. So in that way, we can spread this globally, because it's here, it's within us, it's within our hearts, it's our intuition that we've simply forgotten, and it's what our babies are absolutely craving for. So we take these practices and we create a safe environment to learn them, to experience them. And there's no pressure in these environments to do. Everything's about coming and just experiencing and being curious. Everything is about it being welcome. So we don't expect babies at 10 o'clock in the morning to always want to have a massage, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to practice yoga. But this is a coming together to share these techniques that can be used at home on a daily basis, or just maybe even just once. It can be so powerful. I've seen literally parents' confidence absolutely go through the roof just in one session when they start to come out of their heads and into their hearts, and through touch and through movement and through that sense of presence, they felt that first connection to their babies. It's absolutely incredible. So this is what we encourage at Blossom and Berry. We have a concept called the love bubble, and the idea is that parents create a love bubble first for themselves through thinking about what makes them feel good in terms of movement, touch, being out in nature, using their breath, whatever is their medicine that helps them feel more centered and grounded. And then they create a love bubble with their babies. So this is a sacred space where parents and babies can come together and do these practices. And during this time, we bring together in the love bubble the 5 key ingredients that science tells us is absolutely essential for parental and infant mental health. And that's touch, which comes through things like baby massage, or when we're baby wearing, or when we're doing yoga. There's oxytocin, which is known as the love hormone. Your body and your baby's body produces it when you're together, and that has an incredible effect on the body. It's like a huge relaxation hormone that helps babies to rest. It puts their nervous system into rest and digest, so sleep better, eat better, all of these things that come from oxytocin. We also have in the love bubble number 3, which is the sound of voice. So talking to baby, cooing with baby, like gentle vocalizations. We have the exchange of smell, which helps babies to really recognize your voice. We don't pay a lot of attention to how much babies love to hear our voices. And we have eye gazing as well. So when we put all of those together, those 5, what I call, are you getting your 5 a day, those 5 key elements in one activity within the love bubble, whether it's baby massage or baby yoga, all of this incredible magic happens. And as I said, this is innate intuitive wisdom that we hold within the body. We've just kind of forgotten it. So it's not something that I've created. There's a beautiful lineage behind it across the world. In so many different countries, baby massage is practiced in lots of different ways. Baby yoga, or the type of yoga we teach, hatha yoga, from India. So this isn't my thing. This is something that I'm just inviting people to remember as an ancient practice that's within all of us. So we can take parents and babies on this journey. And like I say, the magic really is in that simplicity. So this is what Blossom and Berry is all about. We're here to create safe spaces for parents and babies to grow together within the village. And it's backed by science, but it's also backed by a lot of spirituality, a lot of internal wisdom, and it's also backed by grounded, embodied experience over the last 24 years, as I said, of teaching thousands of babies around the world. Now, my personal story is that about 24 years ago, I was a corporate finance lawyer in the city. I was very unhappy. I had a lot of social anxiety. I felt very disconnected to myself, to everyone around me. I'd been to University of Warwick. I'd spent 7 years studying to be a lawyer, been to law school, had an amazing job in the city. But I was just completely lost. I was anxious. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that it wasn't resonating in my body. And so I was looking for an exit, but I couldn't find one. And quite frankly, I felt a lot of pressure because I'd gone on this journey. I'd got to this point. I had a good job. I had all of these things. My family were very proud of me. Everything was fitting, except my heart was just, I just wasn't feeling the love. So I went away on a short sabbatical, and on that trip, I became pregnant with my daughter Emily. Now I was really young. I was only 26. It was very unexpected, but the greatest miracle. And Emily, my daughter, is the absolute inspiration behind everything that I've done for the last 24 years. Because when I first held Emily in my arms, bearing in mind I was 27, I'd never held a baby in my life before. I knew absolutely nothing about what I was doing. But when I was given Emily and I held her in my arms, I had this overwhelming sense of love. And I knew at that moment that my main thing that I was going to focus on in my life was being a mother to her. And I wanted to be with her, and I wanted to understand her, and I wanted to communicate to her, and I wanted to inspire her. And that beautiful, beautiful instant moment of feeling love at first sight was what really guided me into starting up Blossom and Berry, because she was a very colicky, unsettled baby. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I went to a baby massage class, a little bit out of desperation, to be honest. And in that class, in that 160-minute class, my whole life changed, because I realized in that 60 minutes what really mattered, and that was presence with her. It was getting out of my head and forgetting what everyone had told me, and allowing my body to teach me what Emily needed. And what that was to be seen, to be heard, to be cuddled, for me to really tune into her cues, because she was trying to tell me what she wanted, but I was being blinded by all the noise around me. And in that one moment, if you like, of finding my first love bubble with Emily in that class, I realized that this was my path, this was my destiny. So I just came in as one version of me and left, deciding to give up my whole corporate career and become a baby massage instructor. Now, back then, not many people even knew what baby massage was. It was a little bit out there, to say the least. But that's what my heart told me. And it wasn't just I was going to be a baby massage teacher. What I actually heard my intuition say was I was going to go on and I was going to teach the importance of love and nurturing care to as many parents and babies as I could around the world. And at that time, I had no idea what I was doing, but I thought I've got to trust this, because this voice is so loud and I want to be with my daughter. So I handed in my notice, much to the horror of my law firm, who'd sponsored all my career, and everything was set up ready to go. They wanted me to work part-time, but I knew that I couldn't do it. So I left the law and I decided to train as a baby massage instructor and set up a practice, so I could be with my daughter and I could support other people with their babies as well. Now, within the next few years, I had two other children, my two boys. So I had three children under 3.5, and I had very little time, very little money, because I was on maternity leave, and absolutely no idea how I was going to grow this business or reach millions of people around the world. But again, that passion, that knowing that this was the only thing I was going to do, there was nothing else I wanted to do. So even though I didn't know the way, I just trusted that it would, as you take the step, the path appears, and it did. And I grew my local practice from just two parents and babies in my front room, to running regular classes or one-to-ones, doing workshops, working at festivals, working in like schools. Then I worked for Sure Start, the local family hubs, and local charities. And I just started to attract more and more people into my business. At a certain point, I realised now that I'm not going to be able to teach any more parents and babies in my local area. So then I started to train other people. As I mentioned, this is where Blossom and Berry grew from. And I started to train people all over the world online, largely. Even before COVID, we've been teaching online for about 15 years. And more people kept coming, and more teachers were popping up around the world. So we set up a branch in Spanish in Mexico. We set up a branch in Australia, a branch in the Middle East, even a branch in Botswana in Africa. And I set up my charity as well in Malawi. So my journey started as corporate, and then through my children, through that awareness, literally within my own body, through my own embodied experience, I knew that putting all of my energy at the beginning of life and supporting parents was going to have the biggest effect for me and for the world, and to create this beautiful legacy that is Blossom and Berry. So I went from that kind of very inexperienced, very fearful, version of me, but was just doing it purely on passion. There was no internet back then in terms of no email, really. There was no computers that you could really get at home, like laptops and things like that. I had to go to the library to set up my business. There was no smartphone, so I started with absolutely nothing. There was no mentors. I had to take books out of the library and read books, and yeah, it was just a lot of hoping and wishing and believing, to now, as I said, Blossom and Berry is over £1 million business, and we're having this global impact all of the time. Last year, I did a TEDx talk to 1,500 people about why love matters, about the Blossom and Berry journey. I've talked on huge stages with Nurofen for children and Pampers and all sorts of global brands. I've been flown around the world, and it all started at the point that you are now, which is knowing that, this is what you want to do. You feel that passion, and even if you don't know the way, because I get it, I do. And that's why I'm so passionate about welcoming people into the Blossom and Berry family, because every single teacher who joins us is having a grassroots effect in the local area, because I can't on my own help to all human beings to reach their full potential at the beginning of life. I need my beautiful family, the Blossom and Berry family, to be part of this, to create this legacy, to do this meaningful work. So that's why every one of my teachers is so important to me, because together we can create this ripple. And recently, I've been writing a lot about how I believe that loving babies is actually the most radical bit of activism we can do in this world. Because how can we influence the future? How can we influence leadership? The only way I believe we can do it is by starting at the beginning, by creating new leaders from a place of love. And that's why, even though I'm always passionate about what I do, right now at this moment, I'm calling in these village visionaries, just like you, to be part of this movement. Not just a training course, because you can certainly do a training course on baby massage, probably much cheaper than you can at Blossom and Berry, but you're going to get a certificate that says, I can teach baby massage. When you join Blossom and Berry, you are going to be a world-class expert teacher. You're going to understand why you are doing this. You're going to know the science, the anatomy and physiology. You're going to understand the research, the policy, how what you might be doing on a very small way in your local area, how that's connected to the global goals that are happening right now by the people who can really understand the same thing that I'm saying to you, that our future society is currently being held in the arms of parents. So we have to invest here at the beginning. There is no other way to change the future apart from right here at the beginning. So when you train with us, you're going to understand all of that how. You're also going to have the confidence to hold space for parents and babies. So if you've ever been into a meeting, or to a social space, or to a baby class, and you felt like you were invisible, like the person didn't really see or hear you, that you weren't feeling acceptable, maybe it wasn't safe to say how you really felt. All of those things happen quite a lot in like typical classes or educational setting. Think about your own schooling. Did you really have the opportunity to truly be vulnerable about how you felt? In Blossom and Berry classes, we hold space. So it's a very different skill. So you're not actually teaching anything, you're creating a safe space where you learn together in collaboration with everybody else. No one class is going to be the same, because it can't be, because every experience is changing, is growing. Every parent who's in your class is going to be different. Every baby is going to be different, and everything is welcome. If we can't do any baby massage, that's welcome. If all the babies want to do it, that's welcome. If there's mothers there who are absolutely celebrating motherhood, incredible. But if there's fathers there who feel angry or resentful, and that's also welcome. This is a space where you are fully seen and heard, and we share our stories. So we help you to understand how to facilitate that type of class, a class where real connection is made, real transformation. And then we also go on to help you with your business. So, one of the main things that people say to me when they're on the phone to me and they're talking about training with us is, I love it. I've got the passion. I've worked with parents and babies before. I am a parent. I understand all of this, but I'm scared. I'm scared. I've never had a business before, and I don't know how to do this. And I totally get that as well, because that was me at the beginning. Absolutely, coming from a corporate finance legal background, I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship, and there was no Instagram or no YouTube. You couldn't Google anything. But over the last 23 years, I've nurtured thousands of people to set up their own successful, and I want to use this word because it's not used a lot when it comes to setting up business, sustainable businesses. So, what you want is a business that grows year on year on year. You don't necessarily want a business that shoots out the ground straight away. That's great if that's what you desire, but I have built Blossom and Berry over 24 years, where I've balanced babies and business and family and travel and my charitable work and being a daughter and being a wife and all these different things that I've done, because I've enjoyed the journey. I've enjoyed the creativity of creating what I believe is life-changing work. This is my absolute dharma, my absolute passion and purpose. I've enjoyed every single minute of the last 24 years. I've never worked a day of my life since I've been doing this, because it fulfills me. And so I want to teach others how to create a business like that, because women in particular are very susceptible to burnout when we get into our masculine and we do, and we're goal, and we evaluate our wealth, our success on how much money we're making or how many clients we have. But wealth is about wealth of freedom, experience. It's about having time for yourself, for your family. It's about enjoying your work. It's about giving back. It's about all the things that feel like living. Yeah. What does it mean to really live? So we help you through that whole process based on my journey and the journey of so many other people who have trained with me. So if the business part is the bit that's holding you back, I'm absolutely here to help with all of that. And we have had so many award-winning teachers over the last 23 years. We're always having our teachers nominated for things like Muddy Stiletto Awards, their local business awards for mums. What's On for Kids Awards. We had 7 winners at a national mumpreneur competition a few years ago. So I am training people who want to be world-class teachers and village visionaries as well. That's the real difference. So if you had to think about right now, you're on this with me now, this call. What is in your mind at the moment that might be holding you back from pursuing this? If you're finding it exciting and you're like, yeah, I quite like the idea of this, is there anything kind of in your mind right now that's popping up that's making you think, I love the idea of this, but I can feel some resistance. There's something, I can feel it in my heart, I can feel it in my throat. Does anyone want to share what might be coming up for them? Because I get it. It can feel scary to leave what's comfortable, your 9 to 5 or your routine. But one of the things is that we often don't want to move because it feels unsafe to move from something we know into something we don't know. But constantly, every single day, the way of the world is that everything is always unknown. Everything is always changing, always expanding. So even if something is safe today, it can become unsafe in a moment. Your job could change, you could become redundant, you could lose your job, you might need to relocate, all of these different things. So there's often this illusion of safety and comfort with what we have, and this kind of fear of what we don't know. But I've always played in this place, in the place where, yes, things are unknown, but in the unknown, anything is possible. There's unlimited capacity to create your own business. And that's why Blossom and Berry is not a franchise. We don't have license fees. We give you everything you need, all the support, all the resources that you need to be a world-class teacher, but we don't restrict you on how you want to express yourself. You have total freedom to do that because it's over here that you can create your most authentic business. You can express your greatness in your own unique way. You can collaborate and co-create with other people in the way that you want to. You can love what you want to do and you can receive from that place. So it's really important to allow yourself to be in that space of creativity. So some of the things people are putting down is cost and potential location, where to start and the financial complications it could bring. That the market is oversaturated, financials, length of time and financials. I've taken the leap, but I'm struggling to get sign-ups to classes, so I'm a little bit worried about the money that I need to raise, fees and financial burdens. Okay, so this is great that this is coming up about financials. So I think the main way that I like to see this is when I gave up my job, when I was leaving my corporate career, I think I can't quite remember, I was 27 and I was definitely earning something like £40,000 a year, which was a huge amount of money back in 2000. And that was because at the time, all the prices of people who worked in the city as lawyers went up. So I had to give up that. But not only that, potential future earnings, pension, holidays, all the rest of it. But there was a cost that wasn't financial in me staying in there. And that was my mental health and well-being. That was my relationships. That was my day-to-day happiness. And so even though financially I was going to be much more secure in theory because I had a paycheck, I was still could be vulnerable to my job changing or anything changing. It was just at that particular time, that was what my paycheck was saying that I had. But I was losing, I was gaining money, but I was losing a huge amount of other things. Now, when I stepped into teaching baby massage, I had two parents and babies in my front room. That was my first classes. And in order to make that transition, I had to release things. I had to change my lifestyle. I'm not going to lie to you. I moved house, I just changed the way I was living. I prioritized different things. I prioritized different things because what was the most important thing to me was time and freedom. So I had to balance it up and make a change. But in order to live the life that I wanted and to be the mother that I wanted and to have the freedom and flexibility, I had to just let go of that old identity and trust that if I moved into this new identity and I gave it my all and I showed up 100% and I stood in my greatness and I made connections and collaborations and I shared my message, that this new path would be as fruitful. Now, I don't know for certain what would have happened if I'd stayed there, but what I do know is as a result of taking that first step, just like you're going to, into teaching baby massage and baby yoga, I've had 24 years of seeing my children grow up. I have the most amazing relationship with my children. I've been able to travel the world. I've taught thousands of people. I've done all sorts of work, and I am no different to you. I'm just exactly the same as you, someone who had a dream, who had a vision, who wanted to step up and do something different, to be of service to others, to give and to live the lifestyle. And I just made that decision that I was going to do it because I knew if I stood here, even if I had, £100,000, £200,000 a year, I'd still have no time, no money. I'd still have anxiety. I still wouldn't have what I wanted. I'd just have a load of money, which could be taken away from me at any time anyway. So I had one thing that was out of my control, which was a salary, and all the other things I wanted weren't there. So then I moved over here, and straight away I had the freedom, the wealth of time, the experience with my children, the passion, the purpose. At the beginning, yes, I didn't have the same amount of money, but the energy that I was putting into this new beautiful business meant that it grew year on year on year on year. And I was prepared to show up every day consistently for my vision. And it was inevitable, really, because this door closed and this door opened. And I knew that if I didn't want to end up being burnt out and missing my children's, early childhood, which I know obviously from what I teach is so important, had to make that decision. So I'm not saying that it's easy. But it is actually simple. So, what I often say to people who are in this position, who are talking about finances or their future, I ask you to think about, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? So if you want to be doing the same thing, then you just do the same thing, because nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want to be doing something else, if you want to be teaching baby massage, if you want to have a parent and baby wellness business, the first step is to train. And if you're going to train, the best training is with Blossom and Berry, because we give you the expertise, knowledge, all the research, everything, so that you feel entirely confident. We're not going to have imposter syndrome here, because everything, 23 years of work, is poured into the knowledge, the science, and the research that underpins the course. Then you have your teaching. We're going to show you how to teach workshops, nurture retreats, rolling classes, one-to-ones, family workshops, dad's workshops, helping babies with colic, all these different things, all these different ways that you can possibly think of to teach, that go so much further than anything else. And then we're also going to teach you how to have a successful, sustainable business that doesn't cause burnout, that doesn't cause overwhelm, that allows you to create things at your own time, at your own pace, balancing equally all of the things that you want in your life, and not just chasing money. With chasing money and hustling and all of that, it never brings happiness. It just brings burnout and disillusionment, from my experience, and that's based on 23 years of teaching many people. So that's the important thing, really, is to think about, where do I want to be? And thinking about what that version of you in the future is doing. What would they be saying to you right now? They would probably be saying something like, I'm really glad that you decided to take that course, because now you have a successful parent and baby wellness business. So it's about connecting with that future version of you, and actually asking yourself, how am I going to get what it is that I desire? Who do I need to be? Where do I need to be? Who do I need to be surrounded by? What are the key aspects that mean that I feel safe and supported as I learn and grow into this different version of me, as perhaps I leave a 9 to 5 job that could feel safe and secure, even though it isn't actually any safer and secure than that? How do I get supported from here to here? And that's what I love to do, because I'm so passionate about it. I'm so passionate about my subject, somatics, the first 1001 days of life, infant mental health. I'm so passionate about that in all ways, but I'm also passionate about helping women step into leadership and to create a business that they love every day, that fulfills them and brings their passion and purpose to something that really matters right now in the world. It really matters so deeply. So that really motivates me to be the best version of myself for every single teacher in my group. And that's why Blossom and Berry Training is so different, because I'm in my business every single day. I mark all of your papers. We have live training online with me twice a year over a weekend. We have monthly supervision with our incredible Sandy, one of our senior teachers. So we thought of all the different ways to support you as you travel along this journey with us. So I don't know how that sits with anyone. If you want to comment back, some of those people who are mentioning about financials, and someone said length of time as well. So our training takes 12 weeks to become a baby massage instructor on average. If you're going to do baby massage and baby yoga, it takes about 5 months, but you can start training in baby massage as soon as you've got your certificate. If you do our incredible program, the Village Visionary program, which is our most popular program for those who really want to build a complete parent and baby wellness course. And I'll tell you about that a little bit more in a moment. You start with baby massage, and then you can choose any of these 6 individual courses to help to create your own practice that focuses on that critical 1001 days of life. But you have unlimited access to the study materials for life. So that means that there's no rush, there's no pressure. You work at your own time, at your own pace. As I said, we're here to support you in community with our WhatsApp group, with our Facebook group, with our monthly supervision that we do, with deep dive trainings with me. Twice a year for baby massage, twice a year for baby yoga. We have in-person meetups. You can get a study buddy. We have something called Baby Business Club every month, which helps you to develop your business, learn from other baby teachers as well. We have so many different ways that we connect because we're all about connection. We teach connection, so therefore connection is at the heart of what we do. I don't believe that I can't expect you to go out into the world and create a village if you're not in the Blossom and Berry village. You have to know what a loving, nurturing community feels like in your body from being at Blossom and Berry, so that you can then create that in your own local community. And then when a parent feels, like I said, fully seen and heard by other people in community, other parents, they have a greater capacity to do that for their babies. And that's where love creates love, our mantra, comes from again. It all starts with this ripple of being seen and being heard, feeling safe. Because that's really what love is. It's a sense of peace. It's a sense of stillness in the body. It's a sense of exhale. And that only comes from feeling safe and connected through our bodies, to ourselves, to each other. And that's the magic of everything that we do. So Cooper's put, is a 50-year-old too old to learn and grow this business? Well, I'm 50 and I'm only just getting started. So my answer to that would be absolutely, 50 is just the beginning. And we have teachers in Blossom and Berry who are, I think our youngest teacher was 16, who joined recently, who she knew that she wants to do early childhood development, but she wants to specifically work with babies. So she enrolled with her mum about 2 weeks ago. And then I think we've got a couple of grandmothers who are in their 70s who've trained with us, and then everything in between. So that's a little bit about my story and how I exited corporate and how I've created this life that I absolutely love, and been able to serve so many parents and babies. And the program that I wanted to just touch on tonight is the one that I feel has the greatest impact right now, and it also has the greatest value. It has the greatest transformation, and it's our flagship program that it's a world exclusive to Blossom and Berry, and that is our Village Visionary program. So that's the opportunity to become a village visionary and become an expert, the go-to person in your local area in parent and baby wellness. So we've put together a collection of our 6 most popular courses that cover that first 1001 days of life. So we have something called Baby Confidence, which we teach during pregnancy, which is all about helping parents feel confident about how to respond to their baby's needs, not how to have a baby, not how to get through labour, but actually what do babies really need and how can they build their internal confidence. So we have the Baby Confidence course. Then we have a course called Newborn Nurture, which covers that first 40 days of life. This is the sacred period where traditionally women would have rested. They wouldn't be out rushing around and doing things. This is the time for rest and recovery. Women would be massaged, they would be fed, they'd be looked after. And in many parts of the world, this tradition still exists, not so much in the West. So we have a course called Newborn Nurture, which is all about early touch techniques and also nurturing mothers during that time. It's a little bit like a postnatal doulaship course. Then we have our baby massage diploma. We have our baby yoga diploma. We have a course called the Colic Consultant, which is a specific course that helps you go to do one-to-ones with parents who might have colicky babies, unsettled babies. And then we have another course called Learn, Stretch and Play, which is for the older babies that combines massage, play, movement and yoga. So those 6 courses cover that full 1001 day period. So you become an expert on how to support parents during this time. You create an integrated practice based on the science and the research and the policy. And it means that you can take one client who joins you from pregnancy all the way through that first 1001 days, which means they stay in their community, they stay in their village that you have created, and also you keep those clients, which is better for your business and for your expertise and extending your word of mouth in your local area. So you get those 6 courses that all come together. Now you start with baby massage, and as I said, as soon as you've qualified, 12 weeks on average, you'd be teaching that, and then you can choose whichever direction you want to go in. You want to start with pregnancy, you can do baby confidence. If you want to jump to the older babies, you can go to Learn, Stretch and Play. But those 6 courses are yours to study. You have lifetime access, and you're there to be able to qualify in each one of those. Now, that's the expertise part. Those courses are not available outside of the Village Visionary Diploma, and I've put them together, as I said, for over 23 years of experience teaching in all of those areas. Then the second part of the Village Visionary programme is leadership. So how do you become the Village Visionary? Maybe you're thinking right now, can I really do this? I feel passionate, but could I stand on a stage and talk about this? Have I got that passion in my body? Do I know where I'm going? Have I got a clear vision of the type of community that I want to create? Am I excited in this more top level way? I don't just want to run a class here and a class there. I want to have a fully thriving, activated business that does good and feels good. So that's about leadership. So that's where the coaching part of the Village Visionary program comes in. So bi-monthly, every other month, we have group coaching session with all the Village Visionaries. We come together, share ideas, anything that's on your mind, on your heart. So you're coached directly by me. Which doesn't happen in other areas of Blossom and Berry. So it's something very specific to the Village Visionary program. You're also in the WhatsApp group as well. So you can find all your other Village Visionaries there. And that means that you feel that level of support directly from me. And obviously, by learning with me, I have got all of this experience, lived, embodied experience. I've won many awards. I've talked on huge stages. I'm also the world's leading parent and baby business mentor. So I've trained most of the other baby and pregnancy training schools like Calm Birth School and Love Your Birth and Aquasensory. I've trained all of those incredible leaders to actually grow their businesses like Blossom and Berry. So you're in very safe hands, both with my hat on as an expert on infant mental health and with my hat on as a world-class business mentor too. And then the third part of the Village Visionary program is about visibility. Because if you're going to be a Village Visionary, it's time to step up and shine, to be in your greatness and to really serve others by sharing your message. So you get to be on my podcast with me. You get to be featured on our blog. And once a year, the next one will be in March, we have an event in London called the Village Visionary. And there you can come and do a TEDx style talk if you desire, just for a short period of time. It's like under 10 minutes where you can come and actually share your vision as one of the star teachers at Blossom and Berry, and share that with the rest of the community. And we did it last year and it was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible day. We had one lady who stood up on stage to share her story, who previously, Nicole, had actually experienced agoraphobia. So she couldn't even leave her house. She had so much anxiety. And in 1 year of being on the Village Visionary program, she'd qualified, started teaching her own classes, which was amazing. But she then spoke on stage in front of about 50 of us, sharing her vision, and it was an absolute incredible moment. She broke down afterwards because she couldn't believe how much she had actually transformed in that time. So this program is not just about getting a qualification. If you just want a certificate, there's plenty of places you can go online. You can get a certificate for, I don't know, £400 or something like that, and it will give you a certificate. But if you want to be a world-class teacher, if you want to have a thriving community and rebuild the village through your leadership, and if you want to amplify your message and be known for this work, this is what the Village Visionary Programme is all about. There's nothing else like it. It's my absolute baby. And I absolutely love to encourage those who feel the passion, they feel the purpose to invest in themselves and to take that path of the Village Visionary. Of course, you can train in baby massage with us, you can train with baby yoga as well, but the Village Visionary Programme is just a very, very special one. And it's going to give you everything that you would get in a franchise. In fact, it would give you much more, because often if you buy a baby massage franchise, you're just going to get one class. It's going to give you everything you'd get from a franchise, but with no fees, no license fees, no restrictions on how you want to brand yourself. Absolute full self-expression to be your own kind of beautiful, but be connected to Blossom and Berry through the community at the same time. So I'd love to invite any questions that might be coming up around this. I know I've talked for a very long time. I do use PowerPoints in the course from time to time, but I am very much a experiential teacher. I teach from the heart. I teach from what's coming through present tonight. So thank you for your attention for all of this time. But I'd love to just open up and see if there are any questions from anyone after what I've shared tonight. Or maybe you just want to put a word in the chat box to tell me how you're feeling right now. Whilst you're doing that, I'll just let you know about the next steps. So if you've been inspired tonight, we're going to be putting out some details about how to join the Village Visionary Programme before the end of the month. If you're joining now, it gives you 6 months in the programme to get ready to talk on stage if you desire at the Village Visionary event in March. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it is absolutely beautiful. And you can start training just in time to launch your classes in January. Because if you started baby massage teacher training with us now, you could be up and running your business by January. So this is a perfect time to do this in preparation for 2026 as your year of greatness as a Village Visionary. We have a 24-month payment plan across all of our courses, which is there to help you to stagger, as people were saying, the financials when you're first starting. I call it earn as you learn. So that means that you can stagger the cost over the next 24 months, even if you qualify after 12 weeks. And then you're going on to your other courses. You've got that full 2 years to spread the payment. Now that means it takes the financial pressure off of you. It's just easier when you're starting up a business for the first time. So we've done that across all of our courses. Super popular, and we do it completely on trust. That obviously we're here for you to support you in your journey, in your tuition, and then that 24 months period is there for you to return that investment back to us. So that's another beautiful thing about Blossom and Berry. You're going to get all your courses. You're going to get 6 courses, 6 individual courses that allows you to run 6 different types of classes, and within that, workshops, nurture retreats, like so many different things coming from that suite of courses, and so it's an incredible way to start your practice from that place, but without the kind of restrictions of a franchise that would be maybe for some of you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And we also have a special offer on in September, and that is that we're giving £300 off the Village Visionary Programme as well. And that will cover all your startup costs. So the doll that you would need to teach baby massage, your mats, any kind of little props that you might need to get going. So by gifting you that £300, by taking that off the cost of the course, that means that you will save that money on everything you would need to set up your business. So that's another reason why it's all primed. If you start now, to be able to start in 2026, new year, new you, new practice, Village Visionary, identity going into that year and starting to teach your parent and baby wellness classes. So some of the comments we've got here is Moy's feeling inspired. Cooper's saying thank you. I think that's to the other comment. How long to break even after starting? I'm not quite sure what that question means, Dee. Could you put that in again? Um, like basically, when you start training with us, you train at any time because we're always enrolling people every day. We had people just enrolling yesterday on different courses. You study your own time at your own pace. It's completely flexible. It's designed for people who might have other responsibilities, whether it's another job or young children or other commitments. So it's going to give you that flexibility and that freedom. And then we have live monthly supervision every month with Sandy, who's one of our senior teachers. We have check-in calls with me whenever you need them. I mark all your work personally. We have the Blossom and Berry community of over 2,000 people. You have a study buddy. We have a WhatsApp group. We have in-person meetups. And then we have live training, 2 live trainings for baby yoga, 2 live trainings for baby massage on Zoom over 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, 10 till 4 throughout the year. So if you enrolled today, you could jump on the next live training, which I think is baby massage in a couple of weeks' time in October. That's for people that love the deep dive immersions. Some people just like to study in their own time. They don't come to any of those lives. That's also completely fine as well. So we thought of everything. Because I've been doing this for so long, I've kind of covered everything. And if there's anything that you think to yourself, I would really love this, then I create it for you. Because in that way, you're helping me be the best version of myself as a teacher by saying, hey, it would be great if we could do a little bit on this or a little bit on that. And that's how we make the course for everybody. We haven't really had anyone ever say, can you do this or can you do that? But if you do feel that need, then I'm here to do that because that's how I make my course better by listening to you and what you need. So Dee says, Dee, I'm not sure, Dee, do you want to just pop in there a little bit about your comment there? Because a little bit more clarification would be incredible and then I can help you. Creeper says, how much is it in total? So the regular cost of the Village Visionary Programme is £4,444. And as I said, that's 6 individual courses. And it's a year's worth of bi-monthly leadership coaching with me. It's the WhatsApp group. And it's an opportunity to be on the podcast, to be on our blog, to stand on the stage at the Village Visionary event, and be part of the Nurture Collective for 12 months as well. So a regular franchise for something like baby massage is about £5,000. So it's less than the franchise cost for just one of those courses, and you're getting the full spectrum as well as mentorship from me. So it's the actual cost of everything, if you put it together, should be about £7,500. But because I really want to encourage village visionaries to step forward and do this work, I've priced it this way because I want to encourage this leadership. I want to encourage the elevation of expertise at this level. And we've already had through the programme about 35 village visionaries. And all of them have absolutely loved it and up leveled in every way, not just in their businesses, but also personally and in their relationships as well. So it's a full 360 transformation, this program. Krupa says, where would the live sessions be? So everything is online. Everything that we do at the moment is online. In fact, it's been online for about 18 years. Because first of all, we train all over the world. Second of all, most people find that the way that I teach and the number of videos we have in our courses, that they don't need the live tuition. We have 98% of the thousands of teachers that we've taught have done everything online. So that's where it is. So you can watch everything on replay. If you want to, in terms of the live sessions, the training sessions I do. But we do encourage you, if you like live, come live. They're normally in the daytime with a monthly supervision with Sandy, or they're at the weekend. But other than that, I must be over 50 videos just in our baby massage class that you can watch, which covers every single aspect of teaching baby massage, from one-to-ones, group classes, me doing my TEDx talk, me being on Channel Mum. Like there's just it's basically 23 years of me aging in real time. The first videos, there are a few videos in there from when I was 30 when I started this, and there's a couple of videos from like literally last week. Now I'm 50, so you can see me every single year for the last 20 years crystallized in the Blossom and Berry courses because my the stu our students complained when I took some of the ones of me when I was very young and a bit nervous out because they were like, "We love to see how you've changed from 30 to 50, so can you put them back, please?" So there's a few in there from back then. So Dee says, so after paying the fee and starting up, have you got an estimated length of time when people start to break even? So I can't give you that because every single person is different. People run their businesses in different ways. There's different areas. The average person runs about 3 classes a week with about 8 people in the class, and then the amount of money that they charge varies on the area. It can be anywhere between £10 and £20 per session. So if you had 8 people in your class, that would be about £160 per session. And some people run 3 classes a week, some people run 5 classes a week, some people do one-to-ones. So it's really, really variable. I would say that this is a lifestyle business. I definitely don't mislead people. It's unlikely that you will be able to teach baby massage 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. And anyone who's telling you otherwise, I'd like, I would ask to see, okay, can you show me evidence of that? Because I've been doing this for a very, very long time and I want to keep it real and I want to be honest and I want to be transparent. So this is a lifestyle business. It's designed to give you wealth of freedom, experience, time with your family and income, yes, but it's designed for people that don't want to burn out, that don't want to be overwhelmed, who want to do what they love. And they want to make good money for the time that they're actually working. Because if your hourly rate is going to be, about £160 an hour, then, that's a good hourly rate. Obviously, you've got to do some marketing and things like that, but it's very variable. But we teach you all of this in the course. If you've never had a business before, we help you to do that. But your success ultimately depends on how you show up for yourself in your local business. I will help you understand how to use Instagram and set up a business and marketing principles, branding, all of these different things, Facebook, community building, but I can't actually get your clients for you. So you have to have a really deep feel into it and just see, what is your vision? How many clients do you want to have? How many classes do you want to have? And you set that vision and then you reverse engineer it and you work out how to do that. That's the honest answer. Okay, does anyone else have any other questions? No. Okay. All right. If you have anything else, just pop it in there. Just give just a couple more minutes if people are typing. So the next step would be if you're inspired by this, there are a couple of things you could do. The first one is that you can check out the Village Visionary course. We're going to be sending this on replay. We'll also be sending you an email with a special code. So if you've been inspired tonight and you want to save £300, we have an early bird special on the Village Visionary program, which is available for the next 48 hours. And because you've been on this class, you will be getting that code exclusively. So look out for that. And you can use that when you check out the whole Village Visionary program. We're going to send you some more details of that, the page on the website, which has a brochure in and everything that you need. So you can take a good look at that and feel into it. After you've done that, you might want to have a call with me. Now, I would love to take calls with anyone who is interested in this program because I want to make sure that it's suitable for you. There are certain people that this course is suitable for, and there's certain people that it isn't. It's suitable for someone who really wants to be a super success at this, who wants to take it seriously, who wants to be the go-to professional in their area, who wants to have an integrated practice in the first 1001 days, who wants to have freedom, who wants to be part of a global community. That person is the perfect Village Visionary. If you're not too sure right now and you've got doubts, then perhaps now is not the right time. I'm not here to persuade you. I'm here just to be totally transparent about whether this program is a fit for you. So you could take a call with me And you can do that by booking through the website or going over to the website. You can WhatsApp me via the website as well. Or you might just want to take one of our freebies. So we have our Beginning with Baby Massage course on the website. You can look at our testimonials. We've got case studies. You might just want to hang out and be in our world for a while as well. It's completely up to you. But for 10 people, we have this early bird Village Visionary offer, which is the £300 off the total amount of the course. You can pay it over 24 months, and that will give you all of your it will cover the cost of all your startup materials so that you can get going. So if there isn't any more questions, we've got a few more people saying thank you. Dee saying thank you. Anyone who would like to just leave one word in the box tonight about how you're feeling now after this hour? Are you feeling transformed? Are you feeling curious, or is it not for you? What's up? What's in your heart? What's the next step that you need to take? Bearing in mind, you're at this moment now. There are two doors. There's the door that you walk through where nothing changes, and so that's the path you're going to be going on. And then there's the door that you walk through where you do make that change, you change your identity, you make that first step that's going to take you to the new place, that vision in the future of the village, of that leadership, of that expertise. And so you are here at that place, and it's up to you. It's up to you which door you open, which path you walk down, and what the destination is that you're going on. But you are in charge of this. You can take radical responsibility now for the place that you're going, and remembering that this work literally does change the world one baby at a time. So you are so needed right now, and the Blossom and Berry family is absolutely open to receive more village visionaries, to be part of something bigger than yourself. So if you're curious, I can see quite a lot of people saying thank you, thank you, thank you, I'm curious, I'm curious. Book a call with me. Let's have a conversation one to one. Tell me where you're at, how you're feeling. I would love to listen to you. And as I said, help you find out if this is the right program for you, because I want it to feel like a full body yes, a full body absolutely, this is for me. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been an amazing pleasure. And like I say, check out the website, and I hope that I will be seeing some of you on the Village Visionary program very, very soon. All right, lots of love. Bye bye.